Next up, in a surprisingly early slot on this fight card, we have Tatsuro Taira taking on Carlos Hernandez. I don't know why he's the second fight of the night.
He's always early on the cards. They always do that.
Well, I understand when it's like a weird time or like local to a certain region, but this is like the second fight on a fight night card, and I would assume that UFC wants the dude's undefeated and coming from a market that they want to expand. Like, how is he not somebody they're pushing the hell out of? But anyway, Tatsuro Taira, undefeated, 14-0. He's looking for his fifth UFC win. He's taking on Carlos Hernandez, 9-2 overall, 4-1 in his last five. He's coming off that win over Dennis Bandar. And I mentioned Tatsuro Taira is still undefeated. Obviously, he's 14-0. He's one of the better flyweight prospects you can find. He's only 23 years old. I'm going to say he continues to improve, although his last performance wasn't outstanding. He's a pretty patient striker. He's got okay power in his hands. Very good grappler, though. He wants to come forward, get it to the ground, and then from there, he's got some slick submissions, some good control. His takedowns aren't amazing, but he can drag you to the ground. He's coming off that win, but it was a dicey one, that win over a short notice Edgar Chairez, where he was in some trouble more than one time. He's taking on Carlos Hernandez. While he's not undefeated, he's still very good and he's a very dangerous guy. He's also a grappler. Striking's just okay. Striking-wise, he's got good accuracy and pretty deceiving power. He's not technically sound, but he's got a good jab and a straight right that's right behind it. He's another one of these guys, a BJJ, like high-level, slick BJJ, terrible wrestling. Doesn't have the ability to get it to the ground. He's going to take shots. They're usually stuffed, and then he's just sort of hanging out in the upper body, holding you against the cage, throwing up Hail Mary submissions like a flying triangle. He is coming off that win over Dennis Bandar where he controlled the striking, but he only went through 2 for 7 on takedowns. Tatsuro Taira is minus 500. And normally I say, oh, it's pretty wide. It's pretty wide. I don't think that's wide here. I think Tatsuro Taira should be able to get the takedowns whenever he wants to, control on the ground. I don't know if he's going to submit Carlos Hernandez, but we know Tatsuro has 15 minutes of just full-blown grappling cardio, and that'll be there. So Tatsuro Taira is going to win. I'm pretty confident in him to win. I think he's safe to parlay. Minus 500 seems crazy, but you throw him in there with a minus 200, and all of a sudden you have some decent odds. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, so last week I told you guys that minus 400, minus 500, whatever that it was for the Bellator guy was wide, right? I sat here and said that's a 50-50 fight. Ihor's going to be the faster guy, and he basically won that fight. I can't believe they didn't stop that fight. I also told you about Cody Brundage, right? I told you that Zach Reese was not the real deal, that was a close fight, and Cody Brundage was going to be the more aggressive guy in the first round. And we saw what happened there. Me and Cody Brundage are actually, I'm probably better friends with Cody at this point than me and you. I think we've really kind of grown apart. Yeah. He follows me now on Twitter and Instagram. We've been chatting up, having a great old time, but this is another one of those situations. The reason I allude to that is this is another one of those situations. The issue is, or the difference is, I should say, those last two ones that I picked was because the Bellator guy and Zach Reese, I didn't think were really top-level guys. So the odds kind of close and collapse on themselves when the big favorite is not really that good. I understand Tatsuro is a good fighter, right? So it's not the same comparison I'm trying to make. Oh, Zach Reese sucked. Tatsuro sucks. That's why I'm picking Carlos. I understand that Tatsuro is a very high-level dude, especially a very high-level grappler. The issue is, when I watch him fight, and as he's kind of moving up slowly through the rankings, because they're being nice and easy with him, right? I think they see it too, that he can do what he can do, but some stuff he can't really do. And some stuff that he can't do is really kind of be that physical type of guy. When I watch him fight, he's a very clean guy. His takedowns are clean. His grappling is clean. And he can get nasty when he's on top with elbows and stuff. I'm not saying he's like complete pussy, but everything he does is kind of really, really clean. You haven't really seen somebody kind of stop that from happening. You haven't really seen somebody come in and really kind of almost outdog him. And Carlos Hernandez, to his point, is an absolute pit bull. And I know a lot of people are going to go to the Nascimento fight, right? Oh, Nascimento easily submit him. Tatsuro can easily submit him. Nascimento's a huge dude. And Nascimento is not a clean grappler. He is a physical guy. I mean, he just got the back of Carlos, just drug him to the ground, and just choked him out. Tatsuro is a little bit clean. And when he starts missing takedowns, because Carlos is a guy, when he does get taken down, because he probably is going to get taken down, he is not rolling to his back. He is not pulling guillotines. He is getting to his knees. He is getting to the fence, and he is getting back to his feet. And this is going to be the first time we're going to see Tatsuro really have to work and chain wrestle and work to keep control of this fight. And we're going to see some situations where he's not going to get the takedowns. Carlos is the better striker in this matchup. I think his boxing is going to look very clean. And I think Tatsuro's in trouble in this matchup. I think that he's going to struggle with the takedowns, not really going to have a backup plan, start the gas, and Carlos is going to be all over him. I am picking Carlos in the upset of the century. Yeah, it's really kind of creepy.
I mean, that's a problem. What's my mother doing? Like, what I bring her here for?
Oh yeah, the adults in the other room. Yeah.
Go get Nana. Go get Nana in the guest room. Go. Why? I'm streaming.
We're at work here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go get in your rooms now. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Go. They don't care about anything. This is unbelievable.
Get out of here.
Anything.
Go on, get.
Listen, I don't agree with 80% of what you said at all. Because, frankly, you said nobody's dogged Tatsuro Taira. Nobody. Edgar Chavez did. Edgar Chavez dropped him. And Tatsuro Taira survived. Edgar Chavez had him in a wild guillotine. I'm talking
about in the grappling.
Okay, he literally had Tatsuro. Okay, and they were tight and they were there.
They were not tight. The very last one was tight, and he's right. The other ones were not tight at all.
So one of them was tight. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, the last 10 seconds of the fight, yeah, it was a tight. You go, congratulations, Guillotine. He was dog, yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so let's all be insanely clear. Jacob picked Carlos Hernandez to win. Jacob is picking Carlos Hernandez to win. So when he gets smoked, remind Jacob that
this is just pent-up anger from the Zach Reese fight that you still, I mean, I sat here and told you that he was a fraud, and you convinced everyone that he wasn't.
And you're doing the same now. Hey, good luck. Good luck. No,
I don't need luck. I do the research. There's no luck with this. I put in the time. I do the research.
I hope you get it. You could be the smartest man alive. Or just be the idiot that blindly shoots darts at huge underdogs hoping for the best.
Yeah, I had Ehor and Cody. And yeah, it's fucking definitely shots in the dark. They both didn't win. Yeah.
That Ehor bet. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a terrible pick. Yeah.
The Ehor bet paid out?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, I assume you have bets on Carlos Hernandez?
I will, yeah. It's probably going to get wider. I mean, it was open at 650. I might as well. It's probably going to be 600 again, 650 or 700 by the time the week's over.
Yeah, that's typically how those things go, right? You going to have him in your DraftKings lineup at $6,800?
Probably. He'll get some takedowns. He'll offensive wrestle. We've seen Tatsuro get. You can take Tatsuro down. You've seen him getting taken down as well. You've seen him on his back.
60%. Oh, listen. I'm giving you a hard time. I do not think Carlos Hernandez wins this fight. I'm just giving you a hard time, obviously. I do think that was not a clean win from Tatsuro last time, but he did deal with some adversity, and that was nice to see. We don't see that very often. That was nice to see. And I believe in him even more. I trust him. I think he absolutely gets this done. I see what you're saying. Carlos is tough. He's going to be there. He's going to throw up wild flying shit. But
he's a dog, dude.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Bondar, because I came in and I said that Bondar was gonna smoke him. I thought he was going to be able, just like you said, just get the offense. And he didn't really try to wrestle until late. And when he was able to wrestle, he was able to get the takedowns. But the sense of urgency of Carlos to immediately get back to his feet, understand it was a close fight, and then that slam with those elbows too, man. This dude's he's a tough little dude, man. I like Carlos.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with every single thing you're saying. I just don't think it's going to matter. He gets taken down. Tatsuro Taira is going to take him down. His offensive wrestling is not very good, and Tatsuro Taira has, going to stuff whatever takedown comes his way, get his own takedowns, ride out a decision. I do not think he's going to submit him. I wouldn't go hunting for value if you're on the Tatsuro side. I wouldn't go looking for Tatsuro by submission or anything like that. I think it probably is a decision. And I wouldn't even do Tatsuro by decision because it could go any which way. But I do think he wins. Jacob is squarely on the other side. You might as well just do a plus 3.5 then and get yourself a little bit of a safety net. He's a dog. He could win a round. I just did your job for you.
I think he can finish Tatsuro.
WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 a month, and you can see when Jakey Boy actually does, and he will. He is a man of his word. When he actually does place a bet on Carlos Hernandez.
You know what's kind of crazy? Is his plus 3.5 and Jamie Malarkey's plus 3.5 is the exact same odds.
That is crazy. That makes no sense. What's the round line juiced at? Because they're basically saying Jamie Malarkey's definitely going to go to the decision, but he won't win a single
over
round.
2.5 is minus 240.
Yeah, so they messed up that Jamie line, but we'll talk about that.
And the Carlos line is only at 1.5. Nothing makes sense. This world is fake. Everything's a simulation. Nothing is real.